Have you ever helped a beached fish or whale get back to the ocean? Or helped a baby seal escape from a predator? If so, then you're totally awesome. And to celebrate people like you, we take a look at fascinating stories of Good Samaritans who decided to help unfortunate marine creatures live to see another day. From rescuing them from illegal gillnets to unbeaching giant whales, let's take a look at a few angels who help marine animals get out of scary situations. Number 8. Smart penguin jumps into boat to save its life. Time and again, we've seen just how other marine animals are terrified of orcas. Without a doubt, they are the apex predators of the oceans. So you can imagine how terrified this baby penguin was when it found itself being hunted by a giant orca. It makes a dash for it, flapping its wings as hard as it can to get some distance between it and the hungry orca. But the orca is right on its tail. Desperately, the penguin tries to jump onto the boat the first time but fails. It circles round with the orca still breathing down its neck and tries a second attempt to jump onto the boat. Thankfully, one of the people on the boat stretches out an arm and prevents the baby penguin from slipping back into the water. You can clearly see how terrified the baby penguin is. It would rather throw itself into a foreign boat with strange land creatures wearing yellow jackets than spend another second being hunted by an orca. Hopefully, this baby penguin can recover from the mental shock and grow up to be a boisterous, energetic penguin. Number 7. Otter risks it all to survive. This otter was determined to see another day. And rightly so, because a giant orca was on the chase and about to make him the special on today's menu. With nowhere to run and hide, this otter risks it all by jumping onto a fisherman's boat to escape the terrifying jaws of the orca. Disappointed that it didn't get its dinner, the orca circles a few more times waiting for the otter to get out of the boat. But the otter isn't going anywhere. After a few minutes, the otter decides to get back into the water, thinking the coast is cleared. Turns out that the orca is still in the area, so he makes a dash back to the boat and even climbs onto a higher step just to make sure he stays safe. What's even more fascinating is the fact that the otter would rather spend time in the boat with a complete stranger than to risk it out there with the orca. Just goes to show you how terrifying these whales are. Thankfully, the owner of the boat is a good sport about it and lets the otter chill on the boat for as long as he likes to stay out of danger. How thoughtful. Number 6. Baby turtle rescued from fishnet. Time and again, we've seen the horrendous effects of water pollution on marine populations. In fact, sea turtles are one of the species that are threatened with extinction due to plastic waste finding its way into the environment and damaging their ecosystem. Yes, one of the ocean's biggest enemies is plastic. In fact, many marine creatures find themselves entangled in plastic waste, unable to swim or breathe. They can also be the victims of plastic gillnets that are used for illegal fishing, severely decimating their numbers. Take for example this poor baby sea turtle here that was unable to make its way to the ocean because of being caught in an old discarded fishnet. The poor creature looks distressed and might even have become the victim of a bird of prey, or worse yet, died due to exhaustion. Fortunately, these beachgoers came across the baby sea turtle and untangled it from its prison, enabling the turtle to make its way to the shore. Perhaps one day, this turtle might tell its future generations a strange tale of a four-limbed creature that rescued it from deathly tentacles. Number 5. Unbeaching a humpback whale with an excavator. This beach in Argentina had an unlikely visitor in the form of a 25-ton humpback whale that accidentally beached itself. Because of the sheer size and weight, rescuers had to work a grueling 28 hours non-stop, plus use an excavator just to get the whale back to the ocean. One particular feature that's amazing about this rescue process is how careful the crew is with the excavator. We've seen whales accidentally impaled by the steel edges of an excavator through careless consideration of the whale's actual size. Thankfully, the rescue crew managed to get the whale back to the ocean and rescue the life of one of the most endangered marine animals on the planet. Number 4. Entangled seal rescued on the Fethlin Beach. In this clip, a group of scientists were conducting some research along the shores of Fethlin Beach in Scotland when they came upon an unusual scene. Right in front of the rocks was a seal visibly distressed and calling for help. The seal looked terrified that it was entangled in a fishnet, not to mention the fact that it was almost below freezing at the time. Just look at how the seal desperately calls for help here. Thankfully, the scientists help the seal get loose, and it excitedly swims back to the ocean, looking like a renewed creature. Oh, and the best thing about it all, you can see how happy the seal is to be reunited with its family. Not all rescue attempts have a happy ending though. In this one, we can see a few divers come across 2 seals that have beached themselves while entangled in a net. From the look of things, these seals have been here for quite a while now. They both look tired, hungry, and defeated. So the divers get to work and start cutting through the netting. One of the seals manages to get free, but it's in so much shock that it hisses at the divers before making a beeline for the ocean. Unfortunately, the second seal had already died by the time the divers finished cutting the net. Number 3. Saving stranded fish swimming upstream. During rainstorms, water levels rise, and because of this, a lot of fish swim upstream until they get to shallow waters and end up stranded once the water goes down. In this clip, we can see plenty of fish trapped on the concrete. They are clearly fighting for their lives, as the limited water means less oxygen for these fish to breathe. To avoid dying on the concrete, a lot of the fish desperately congregate in a small shallow pool just to survive. But it's only a matter of time before the water level in this pool goes down as well. Other fish are also alive, but they're trapped in the rocky area of the river. So this Good Samaritan makes an effort to get as many fish that are stranded in the rocks back into the river and breathe once more, which is pretty awesome. Considering that most of us would have taken the fish back home to make a meal out of them, this man decided to rescue nearly all the fish. What a hero! Number 2. Baby dolphin rescued from netting. Dolphins are some of the most intelligent creatures on the planet, and the unique thing about them is that they seem to have a soft spot for human beings. We've heard stories of dolphins helping shipwrecked passengers swim back to shore, not to mention protecting these same people from sharks. So it's only fair that we return the favor, right? And what better way than helping the sweetest of them all, a baby dolphin. In this video, these divers come across a baby dolphin whose head is entangled in a fishing net, making it difficult for the young dolphin to swim. So one of the divers carries the dolphin onto the boat and gently removes the net from its face and rostrum, gives him a couple of sweet kisses on the head before sending him back to the ocean. Hopefully that dolphin might remember this kind gesture and potentially save another person who may one day find themselves stranded in the middle of the ocean. Number 1. Crew saves humpback whale that was entangled. This humpback whale was found entangled in an illegal gillnet off the Gulf of California. Earlier that day, a few endangered species of fish had also been caught in a gillnet, and sadly, those fish had died. So the team of scientists had to act quick, as they'd just been informed that a massive humpback whale had also been caught in another fish net and time was running out. A concerted rescue was carried out by both foreign and local coast guards to set the distressed humpback whale free. They worked towards cutting the gillnet caught in the whale's mouth, as well as making sure that any parts of the whale were no longer entangled with the net. After a few hours of working on releasing the net, they finally set the whale free. And from the look on their faces, you can tell that they were extremely excited by their achievement. Have you ever helped out a marine animal that was in danger before?